So a typical timeline for site investigations. As I say, there's not really a typical timeline, because each timeline really needs to be tailored to each and individual project. But usually we will start with what we call the desktop studies. So it's basically work that you can do in your office, where you try to collect public available information that could be, say, legacy geophysical data, legacy geotechnical data, published papers, etc. That's something that you can put into some short reports that you will use to scope your initial geophysical investigations, so your preliminary geophysical campaign. The result of that campaign can then feed into your preliminary geotechnical investigations. So you use the results from your first geophysical campaign to actually scope your geotechnical investigations. The preliminary data is then integrated into a preliminary ground model that you can then use for front-end engineering and to scope your more detailed geophysical investigations. After you've done your detailed geophysical investigations, you will usually perform your detailed geotechnical locations on the proposed VTD positions. But again, here it's important to emphasize that not two projects are alike. It all depends on the actual project. Some projects might have a fixed layout from the beginning, so you can actually skip some of the preliminary investigations and go directly to detailed investigations. Thank you. The next one. Yeah, so this slide shows again an idealist timeline from the beginning, where we have the environmental impact assessment and how some of these milestones throughout an offshore wind farm development are linked with when some of these site investigations are performed. Again, it's important again to emphasize not two projects are alike. And since we are working in the offshore realm, one important thing also to factoring is weather. And that's also something we will look more in detail of in the actual course. Because in some parts of the world, performing geotechnical investigations in December might be some of your least favorable things to do, simply because you will have a lot of weather downtime due to winter storms, etc.